Hello everybody, my name is Christian Charlo. Welcome to that market report. Today we're Thursday, September 5th. Today folks, what I want to talk to you about, I want to make a follow-up on the last market report where we talked about a movement in the financial sector. Well, today this movement is continuing to go up. On the American markets though, as I've been telling you, is that we didn't have much buying opportunity last week. A couple of them though, but we didn't want to be in a buying spree because we didn't have much room to go before we were about to reach our target. And right now, if we take a look at the SPY on the graph, we almost reaching our target here on the SPY, which is around 166.95. So the thing is, I'm going to show you one sector where we think give us more potential on the upside until we reach that point here, because there's not much room to go. But overall, in most of the positions that you acquired around this area, we think it's better to hold on to them or to take some profits whenever you can, because at this area, 166.95, we think we're going to have a pause. And if ever we could have a pause and finally a beginning of a new cycle on the upside, then we think we might have greater opportunities to actually open positions for swing trading. On the TSX though, we have a continuity of the movement in the financial sector that I've shown you last week. So that's why the TSX has been able to break the 12,800 resistance. Now the new target is to break that 12,900 resistance. But it's good news though, because the financial sector continues to go up. So if we make a follow-up on some banks I've shown you in the last market report, there was, for instance, Royal Bank of Canada on August 29. Now the stock is in a breakout. It's leading the way though, because it's making an all-time high. So continue to hold on to your positions. From the moment I've shown it to you to now, didn't make 5%. You know, it's a long to medium term investment. So a Royal Bank of Canada, you should hold on to it. On New York also, CIBC performed pretty nicely, not only on the TSX but also on New York, and TD also performed pretty nicely. It's not a breakout really, TD. It's mostly a continuity of the bullish cycle. Same thing also on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, which sector gives the best potential so far? A lot of bullish momentum has been seen in the energy sector, and we think the coal sector gives us the best potential. So let's take a look at this together. First of all, if we take a look at the coal sector, it's clearly staying within an upward channel, so which is the first sign that it is positive. Also, by looking at the stochastics, we see that every time we're starting to leave the oversold situation around this area, that area, or that area, and around here, that might be the new bullish cycle, we had a rise. So you see around here, that's the ride we made. Around here, that's the ride we made. Around here, that's the ride that we might do. And our target is until that area. Because around 137, first of all, we're reaching this important downward trend, but also this important old support of 2012. So this is going to be an important port. And if we put a Fibonacci retracement from that top to that bottom here, it's actually 38.2% of Fibonacci retracement, which means that from that decrease, that increase will be the 38.2% of that decrease that we will be reaching. So we think at this point, we will have a pause. So what are the stocks that will allow you to benefit from that increase until our target around 136, 137 on the coal sector? Well, you can actually trade it via a vector, via ETF. KOL in New York is actually one ETF that you could use to actually benefit from that, and 2050 will be the target on that ETF. But there are also some stocks that are going up. For instance, Alpha Natural Resources, it's part of our analyst source on marketgurus.tv that you can have access for free for 10 days just by clicking on the link below. So Alpha Natural Resources fit the criteria to be in our analyst choice, because the stock, yes, it's keeping its upward trend. Yes, we think the stock has some potential until it reaches at least $7, so 8% or more. And also the stock already reversed its downward trend around here, stabilized, and now it's making a second movement. There's also Walter Energy, but the thing is Walter Energy is taking now 5.71%. Usually we like to put stocks in our analyst choice portfolio that are increasing by less than 5%. So Walter Energy, that's the only reason we didn't like about it. But technically speaking, yes, the stock totally reversed its downward trend, totally broke its important resistance, which is also its 200 moving average. So Walter Energy, it's a nice bet though to get in, and you purchase stop loss at 12.76 on that stock on the break of that support. James River Coal, the only thing I don't like is that it's losing some momentum, but I think that if the trend of the economic indicators in the US and the Eurozone, but also in China, continue to be positive, just like the one we have seen for the last couple of weeks, I think this might be definitely a catalyst for a lot of stocks in the energy sector. And I think James River Coal, Walter Energy, and Alpha Natural Resources will definitely benefit from that if this trend continues. One stock that I would avoid open some positions on is Arch Coal. Like, okay, it's in a breakout though, but if we take a look at this on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, you see the stock has not yet reversed its downward trend. So it's still stuck there though. So that's why I would avoid open some position on Arch Coal because of that downward trend. So if you want to get some exposure in the coal sector, I would favor Alpha Natural, which is part of our analyst choice on MarketGurus.tv, Walter Energy, and James River Coal, and avoid Arch Coal because it is reaching its downward trend. And if you open some positions last week in the financial sector on the Canadian side, I would say hold on to most of the positions because the financial sector continues to maintain its momentum with a lot of strength. So you can always follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and don't forget, folks, that the more money you make, the happier we are. This was Christian Charlo, and see you next week for your market report.